shit, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing up there? This is Intergalactic Interviews, and this is episode 174. What in the fuck? Who knew we would get this far? My God.
It's been a long road, buddy.
It takes a very, some type of visionary to have that kind of faith, because I didn't think we'd get out of the 20s.
Or a couple of them, but yeah. So
God, dude.
I was actually surprised as well.
Always on the board. We have our brother C-Mart, Chris Martin, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, sir?
I mean, you know, it's fine.
standard
It's good, man.
response.
It's good.
Is this thing on?
It's good.
Power plant over here of energy.
Yeah.
Bountiful. And as always, I'm MD. Jayme McDonald, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm just a silly guy. The real deal is here, though. We have our brothers in the Alliance, the Boomsday Alliance, that is. And these two gentlemen
How you doing?
are respectively Noah Stacey, a.k.a. Doc No to the left. You say some.
Oh, hey, how's it
Two
going?
MDs left.
Yeah, that's me.
And
That's a
Slept
new
on
perspective.
this.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and on my humble right, Joel Koch, aka Zenith D Wonderpants.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Hey,
man.
buddy.
Welcome
Thanks.
back to the show. Actually,
I'm not
Here
surprised
we
that
are.
we're going to be the last ones, because once you have me and this guy on, you may as well just quit
I
while you're
know.
I thought he said they were going to have a 175 bedroom massage.
Okay,
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So
Ooh.
that's so that just throws a bunch of news out there right away. Let's I guess we can address
Just
that.
edit it out. Edit it
yeah,
out. It's fine.
yeah. I've been having a fun time editing shit out. No, I think what I should really do though is address the fact that what Noah just said. As I've talked about in the last couple episodes with C-Mart near the end of the show, I have been discussing potentially winding the show down, and this would actually be, yes, the final guest episode. I don't take that kind of decision lightly, but it's a super happy thing. It's not like it's not a really sad moment. I'm not like really torn up about this or something. It's actually like a very positive thing. The reason being, and C-Mart and I have talked about this off air quite a bit, but I'm ready for something new. I want to like shake the snow globe. I want to like try something totally new, totally different. I already have a new show idea. Artwork's already being made. It's already like banners. Things are already in the works. Things are already happening. So this isn't like the end. This is just like we're putting a nice bookend into a nice series. And like
I'm excited
the-
to see what
I'm
you do,
stoked,
man.
yeah.
It's
I'm
the
excited to see
alpha
what you
and
do.
the omega, and then the alpha is coming up again.
That's right.
Basically.
Exactly. The continuum of this series is just, if you really look way back, it was like the Boomcast was kind of like a beta of this. And then this series came up, and then Knights of Dunsmuir showed me stuff about, podcasts that I wanted to learn. And then going back to Intergalactic Interviews, full bore, being set up in this beautiful, gorgeous studio here for the last like literally 100 and something episodes. It's
174.
radically changed the way I want to approach things. And so as the show has evolved, so have my own personal tastes and desires. And C-Mart and I are going to work on something rad coming up for you guys.
I'm stoked for
Oh, you know
and
C-Mart?
you know what? Like endings doesn't even have to be when you finish a chapter when you're reading a book. You're not sad to finish the chapter.
No.
You're just excited to flip the page and
Yeah.
see what.
But what happens when you finish the book?
Well, I'm just happy it happened.
Then
This is just a
sometimes
chapter.
you ask them,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and then you tell all your friends about how cool
Let's
that
be
book was.
specific.
All of it. Yeah, if you like it. Yeah.
But there's also continuation books,
Yeah.
right? So there's a-
Like if you've been listening to every episode so
It's a
far and you hate it, then that's a totally different
Yes.
That's
reaction.
usually what
Yeah.
Noah and I do. So one thing that we like to focus on is hatred.
Just pure hate.
So
right?
yeah, anger, aggression, all those kind of things.
That's a
So-
well-known fact about the Boomsday Alliance.
Yeah.
Mostly hate. Okay. Mostly hate.
So much
mostly
anger.
sarcasm,
Eh?
really. Yeah, sarcasm.
Oh, I'm so
all
mad
the
right
time.
now.
Totally.
I think that's the most common thing anyone says about the Alliance is just like how fucking positive and rad everyone is, because it's just like we all hum in a new frequency. I was talking to someone recently who just became acquainted with us, and they were like blown away by how rad everyone is. And I don't want to sound like an arrogant prick, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone is super cool, like just easy to get along with. I've been in groups and weird dynamics where like it's cool in a certain number of people, but then as it gets larger, it gets weirder, and that's not the case here. It's like it actually gets even cooler.
I feel like that's a pretty standard rule that people try to do is like surround yourself with just positive people. Like,
Yeah.
seems to work good for about everyone.
just about everyone.
Yeah.
And even like and when you do surround yourself with people though, it's about passing on the influence too, and that sort of drive to
That's right.
think that way and everything.
That's
It's not like you're just accepting in only positive people as applications. It's accepting friends in and people that want to work with something positive.
Well, I wasn't
want
very...
to make some changes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
So,
you're totally right. Like I wasn't very positive when we met.
That's what's amazing about you. Now you're just a goddamn gem.
Yeah.
So it's
well,
crazy.
I try. I think there's lots to work on, but I definitely I try in a way that I think is advancing me in the right direction. I don't know how fast I'm going in that direction.
Dude, you're going pretty fast.
I'm trying.
If you were to take Noah and I's perspective, and I'm going to speak for Noah on this one, it's like you have come a long way.
You have, man. Totally.
Man, for sure. But not to say that we're without our faults, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we
totally.
still, blah, 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 whatever. But very good description on my part. I'm just saying, it's like
we've described the relationship in full here, though. I feel like
did we do it last time, or
I think we had.
doesn't everybody just know?
If you watch or listen to episode 100, that's what I would recommend first if you're listening to this right now. But if not, some of this might be rehashed a little bit. But that's the beauty of this, is like there's so much backstory here and so much content that's been produced by the individuals at this table. It's just like, dude, I don't even know anymore. Like sometimes we get together and do sessions now, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like there's just so many sessions of music out there that we're just like waiting, like stockpiling.
So not to like blow smoke up your ass or anything, but you are definitely a friend that I reference often when I talk about people that I met at various stages of their life or anything. And then over the course of years, you see them bloom into like this beautiful new person that I like even more than the original one that I liked. So I don't know, so I don't know how you did it or what happened, but congratulations. You're doing a really good job.
May I say something as
Zenny
well?
was a major part of that for sure, like big time. Zenny changed my actual like outlook on the world, and then through that. He taught me. Zenny was the one who taught me that when you learn something, you learn it twice. You learn when you actually first learn it, and then you learn it again when you teach it. So then him teaching me was his second learning, and then we just started passing that on. The number of people that I've maybe tried to help out in the same regard is like, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a nice chain of change. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry. I was the one, I think, who initially almost cut you off. But I just want to say, like, when it comes to good friends and everything, like whenever I tell people about, what we do musically or with our friendships and stuff like that, I always refer to you guys as like MD or Dr. No or KTR or C-Mart. And I just expect people to know who they are. But that's just how I feel. Like I say, yeah, I was just hanging out with KTR last night. It's like as if an employee that I work with is going to know who KTR is, but it's just so familiar to me, and it's like you should know who KTR is.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of nicknames all the time, though. Like even in my phone, as you know, it's almost all nicknames.
Yeah.
If the cops were to confiscate my phone, there would be no usable information on there. It's all like, who the hell is like tall times? Like what? It's just weird.
That reminds me of that story. There's back at Zenny's old place, the Palace, which is just debaucherous, like on Rupert House level debauchery. It's just craziness at the Palace, and I remember being on the patio once after a particularly long bender, and I was out there, and it's like me, so MD, and then a dude named Pones. I love Pones, and then who's the other dude out there? Tall Times.
Yeah,
Tall Times was out there. So those are the nicknames.
Actually. It's actually at the Canby on the patio. Because I was sitting right there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, man. Anyway,
that's weird. I have this lock to the pat. I knew it was outside.
Happens.
Weird. Anyway,
Same region.
Okay, but Tall Times, Pones, and MD. Those are the names of the people involved in this. So we've been hanging out for like a couple years at that point, right? And then finally, I was just like, man, you know what? Like, what is your real name? And then Pones is like, Andrew, and I was like, Andrew, and then he's like, and then I was like, what's your name? Tall Times. He's like, Alex. I was like, Alex, what the fuck? And then he's like, what's MD? What's your name? I was like, Jayme, and they in unison, Jayme.
Yeah, no.
And then everybody just sits there and ponders for a minute.
We don't even know each other, man. God damn it.
Yeah, I was like, let's get another drink
out again.
Yeah, and never once again. Yeah, it's like
they're rarities. They're like legendaries.
Total.
Or exotics.
Rare collectibles.
Yeah, you just don't see them that often.
Totally. Those guys are so rad, man. But yeah, it was like, I don't know. I do the same thing. I assume everyone that I basically come in contact with knows, and then I just roll. And if they don't, then I'm like, well, hey, you should know.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how I feel,
Well, sometimes I feel like I mess that up a bit. Like even when I introduce C-Mart to someone, I'll be like, hey, so this is C-Mart, and then he'll be like, Chris. And then he shakes their hand. And I'm like, sorry,
well, it's because most people mishear it and Seymour.
Yeah, the number of
Classic
guests.
Seymour.
That's so funny with the show. The number of guests at the end of the show.
What if I say it really succinctly though? This is C-Mart.
Yeah,
Mart.
Then would you nod
even
in
then,
approval or still go Chris?
It'd be fine. It's just no one. That's
does.
an knowing way of doing that.
Oh, right.
It's so
I
funny
get it,
though,
I
because
get
like
it.
seriously,
Chris
every
Martin.
single time,
Yeah.
every single like. It happens so often that at one point I just started really introducing him as like, and it's C-Mart, Chris Martin.
Yeah, okay. Actually, that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Or the
do
other way
follow-up.
around.
Because people at the
Chris
end of the
Martin,
show would be like,
AKA C-Mart.
and you know what? You're a good guy too, Seymour. And then
Oh.
Seymour would be like, guess some Seymour.
You're not back on
The thing
show.
is, we're very proud to introduce people to our friends as their nicknames because it's so close to us, and that's how we know each other, right?
Yeah,
It's like, this is my buddy MD, and I'm like, when was the last time I actually called you Jayme? Hey, Jayme, what's going on?
If I was
never
like,
call
hey,
you
Joel.
that.
Hey, Chris, how are you today?
I never say that.
And you know what's actually? I don't even call Zone Noah. I don't. Yeah, I just call him Zone, and everyone's like, "What?" I'm like, Zone, which is short for no zone, which is fucking dude. Like
Right.
the derivatives of that to get down to zone is just ridiculous.
It's a 10-minute explanation right there just to get down there.
I like what we're doing, man. I like the way that we're always creating something very new and special. Like every time I feel like when we get together and do anything, I always feel like that's default. Like that's the default position where I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be creating like this. I'm supposed to be hanging with this, and I'm supposed to be like making moves in this direction. That's why this show. That's why I wanted it to be like this. That's why like significant milestone shows. I was like, it's got to be this. You know, like in a way, actually, the first guest on this podcast was Jesse Laborde, like episode 3.
Nice.
Then I think the
Clankers.
next week was Zenny. I think you were the next guest, and like Jesse was a guest because of like the organic nature of the show. He was just there when I was mixing that day, but like it most likely would have been the Alliance, like to start it off. It's just like how I feel, you know.
I like to make that my default too, like just creating something at any given time.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes it's a struggle though. Sometimes I go through, okay, you know what I'm doing good at right now though is
What's
like
that?
not beating myself up if I'm in like a creative slump.
Lazy
Like
May.
sometimes you gotta go.
lazy May.
Yeah, it's lazy May. Sometimes you gotta take a little break. Actually, this.
Tell me about that. What do you do? What do you do specifically?
So someone I work with that I really look up to, he's like a really great painter, and he took a bunch of time off art, and he was just telling me that he was just observing the world, even though he wasn't painting. Yeah. And then when he came back and started to do art again, he literally got better like by doing nothing, just by like thinking and absorbing, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a viable thing. So even though that is our default state, but if you ever hit a slump or something, it's okay. Just don't beat yourself up about it. Just listen to inspiring music and look at art or whatever you want to do.
And everybody experiences those down times in their own way. And I think like they could be really hard times for all of us. But what we remember is that there's a foundation, and that foundation is built on the friendship that we created years and years ago.
Right.
And knowing that that's always there.
Always.
And knowing that you're the sounding board and that you're the rock and that you're that one thing that your friends can come back to.
Right, yeah.
At any point, as far out as they branch, you still got the roots of the friendship,
It means
right?
so much.
So
it does.
yeah.
And I think it's rare, actually.
It
It's
does.
more rare than.
Some people look for that their whole life. Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And whether it's a
Totally,
planned, like it's a planned time off or anything like that to go and observe or anything, or if it's something that just happens that you now have to deal with, you just have to remember, like, this is the base, this is the foundation,
Yeah.
right?
It always comes back to this like
It's so nice.
like default setting. Like I seriously feel like I'm like everything in the Alliance kind of stems from this because like, dude, I realized the other day I've been in Vancouver for 13 years now.
Congratulations.
And when I thought about that out loud, I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Like, why am I here? And like certain, like Liz obviously lives here with me, and there's like career things that I'm like obviously pertaining here, but then you really like once you cut that away, it's like what else is here? And I'm like, well, the fucking Alliance is here. I'm like, and I was like, I can't be away from that. Like
I think about that too.
Like isolating from that is just doesn't seem
like
proper.
occasionally I'll think about just moving to another country and working at some other
do-
studio or
I do
whatever.
it all
I
the
thought
time.
about it, but it's like I don't know if I can. I'm too like I think I know what I want now, and I'm happy here. So
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I'm just not one of those people that has like wanderlust rule. like some major life decisions.
Yeah.
At least not yet. I don't know. Maybe when I'm
Maybe, yeah, right?
46 or something. I don't know. I don't know. You know, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, right now, I'm good right here.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember meeting MD in 2005 when he was on his Thugabout. It's kind of like the equivalent of a walkabout with Crocodile Dundee, but MD was just Thugabout. He's just like, boys, get this hood up and everything like that at Pacific Audiovisual Institute. He's like, I'm just like,
Yeah, that was accurate. That was nice.
kind of cool. I guess so. It worked for me, buddy. Yeah.
That's what you thought when you saw it.
I think we originally met in class, and
It was it was Mr. Show.
yeah, I said, "Have you ever?" Which started the line of like Jay Johnson's line in a sketch of Mr. Show, and then Zenny actually finished the line, and I just found that show like that week or whatever. Zenny's like into it, and so he's like, Mr. Show, nice. And I was like, no way, that's so fucking funny. And then
Perfect.
right from there, boom, I was like, oh, you fucking hilarious stuff. I remember sitting on the edge of your bed, Zenny, and I remember you playing me Midway to Hell Jazz Club. Midway to Hell Jazz Club, and I remember you saying like, I'm in this band with this really dope drummer, but I don't know what's going on. And then I remember you guys telling me like later on, I met Noah at one of those shows. You guys were opening for Cambridge, and I was a huge Cambridge fan. And
Buffalo Club.
I remember going outside of Buffalo Club in Vancouver, now defunct. But I remember going outside because that club was dope because it had like a half pipe in it.
That was hilarious.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
There needs to be more of that shit back.
And
so cool.
I remember walking out, and there's this dude with a Relic jacket on, and I was just like, "You work at Relic?" You're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You must be the drummer for the band." You're like, "Yeah." And we just started chatting with you. I was like, "Cool. Okay, good to meet you. Cool, whatever." I just went back inside, didn't think much of it. Little did I know,
we'd be here.
yeah, like
fast
20
forwarding.
right?
I know.
Elders
Totally.
over here. Look
Yeah.
at us go. eh?
Young fellas. How do you
Those
guys
are
look
the
the
days.
exact same though? That's what I don't understand.
I remember,
think so.
I remember that show and analyzing my shoes for like 30 minutes straight, just like.
What, watching this? Oh, just
Okay.
the
I
definition
was
of
so
shoegazing.
nervous. Like,
Jesus.
That was-
oh man, for sure.
Yeah.
Was that your first show ever?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yes.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
Buffalo
Wow,
Club.
nice.
Didn't seem like it.
Sick.
But
Didn't seem
Joel.
like it. Yeah,
it was funny though because
didn't seem like it.
and it was my first show in that too. After a song, I'm like, "Sorry, everyone, I totally messed that up." And then my buddy Woodruff's just like, "Nobody noticed."
Yeah. No
And I'm like-
kidding.
Yeah.
And that kind of
Totally.
shot.
That's like rule number
And then I
one.
stopped apologizing.
Apologizing.
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
like
man.
shit.
That's very
happens, man.
Canadian of you. I like that. Totally.
That's so funny.
Classic.
Is that your
Nobody- you know,
shoes?
Sorry,
Apologizing.
guys.
Messed up a couple
So
chords there. I'm
nervous.
sorry about that.
That was the greatest.
By the
thing.
way, fast forward, Zenny does shows and he's like, I said down this beer with these.
just
Pauses the
Crush
show,
a pint.
crush a pint in front of the whole crowd. Crowd
good
goes
move.
crazy,
a good
and then
move.
finishes
Launch
the
a couple
song.
braps.
Every set. Like from that to that is pretty hilarious. Actually, that's
You know,
pretty wild.
I know you mean
I've
that, too. I
written a
remember-
lot of songs, and then Vegetarian Samosa seems to be the one that everybody's like, "Oh, what about Vegetarian Samosa?" I'm like,
I've got a vegetarian samosa.
I've sang about other things,
Yeah.
but everybody's just like veggie
Have
samosa.
you,
I'm like,
though?
all right, yeah.
Have you?
But it all comes back to like a samosa because you
Yeah.
need food to live.
How many food items have you sung about, though? How many dumplings or pastries have you really written a
I
song
think
about?
I've referenced a lot of
It's been a couple.
food
It's been a
in
couple.
songs, but
yeah.
never named a song after food.
What about the song for Newbie Newton and the Boomsday Alliance and the Double Boomskis? What about President's Choice, a whole food brand?
Yeah, but that was
But not.
not necessarily
You're
on
like, is
the
this how
brand
you've
itself.
interpreted this for years? I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
I was just getting psyched up on the point system that they got
Yeah.
going on now. 'cause I'm
Actually,
a
you know who
big
just
points
texted
guy.
me the lyrics to that song the other day? Like, seriously, like 3 or 4 days ago was Alex Foth.
What?
DJ
Nice.
for the
Oh,
record.
Love that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Totally.
Texted you the lyrics for a while.
I did his radio show the other day, and it was interesting. This dude came in halfway, and I guess it's his co-host. I actually had to grill him on the air if he was the co-host because he just came in and sat down, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he's like, "I'm Logan." And I was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?"
Basically weaponized.
I was like, "So, I was like, you sitting in today?" Because it was so relaxed vibe, and then Foth is like busy changing records. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna hang out." I was like, "Cool." I was like, "Is he your co-host?" And he goes, "I don't know." And then so then I asked on Foth's show. I asked Foth. I was like, "Do you have a co-host?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess." So like ratified because some other guest asked. Like that.
Just today he does. Yeah.
I
That's
was like,
crazy.
Oops.
No fuck.
Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to speak
That's
out
a
of
good
turn.
move, though. So I didn't even know that was possible, but now
In their folklore of that show, though, it's like, why are you the co-host? You're like, some prick job came on here talking to mad.
because they just walked in and said
Yeah.
I was.
It's like the dude on the couch.
Totally, that's what it seems like. Thurman, you need to go ahead and work on your life.
Are you gonna have that for your new show?
He's
Just
like
a
the
dude on the
default
couch,
co-host. He's
a
like,
dude on
I
the
don't know,
couch in
I've
the
just been
background.
doing it forever.
All the
That'd be
time.
I don't even know why.
and you just throw back like 1 or 2 questions to him per episode. Like, hey Thurman, do you know who won the something
Yeah.
series? And then, yeah, okay, yeah.
Do you know what's really weird about that reference? Stephen Wright.
Love Stephen.
We were
Wright.
talking on the way down here because, well, yeah, a brilliant comedian, obviously, but Stephen Wright played that part of the guy on the couch in Half Baked. But when we were walking here to the show tonight, it's like this cascading sun behind us, and we're like, oh, cool. Imagine slow motion walk like this. We're like, oh yeah, just joking, whatever. And then I was like, yeah, like the Reservoir Dogs, the little green bag. And then turns out Stephen Wright's the radio DJ in Reservoir Dogs.
What?
What?
Never noticed
What a
that.
weird dulcet
Love
like
that
stretch.
true? Is that
That's
true?
crazy?
It is true.
Is it? C-Mart,
He
look
does-
it
he
up.
does- He does.
C-Mart, pull that up.
He's like, that was the sound of the
Come on, man.
swinging 70s.
He would be perfect for that,
Sly and the
yeah.
Family
Do
Stone.
you-
I remember actually when I saw him live, he still has one of the best reactions
Oh,
to.
you saw him live?
Yeah, I saw him live at the Orpheum.
That's
He still-
very
he still-
rare.
He has one of the best reactions to his opening stand-up standing ovation, which he always gets. It was like this thunderous applause,
Yeah.
and it goes on, and he lets it go on for
Yeah.
like a little uncomfortable amount of time, and then he lets it die all the way down to the last like one person clapping, and then he's just like, "Thanks." It's so good though. I don't know how he does it, but it's just amazing. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's super good. No, but yeah, he's sweet. Totally.
That's brilliantly handled. I love that shit.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, the more I think
Stephen Wright is confirmed DJ.
Oh, confirmed.
K
Yeah.
Billy DJ.
This is K Billy of
Billy.
DJ Swinging Sounds. And you're listening to it's
That's
like,
not a bad. That's not a bad impression.
That's pretty
Still
good.
It's
yeah.
okay. It's no. I was in the backseat of the car of Mizzy's car, and Noah was riding up front recently, and I was like, oh yeah. Anyway, guys. And Mizzy's like, what the fuck? Like, thought his phone was going off on the dash or
That
something.
was pretty good. Yeah, totally. Just gotta make it move while you do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
totally
There you
right.
go.
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah. Today. I wonder if this news will be out of date by the time this comes out. But it was historic. Kim Jong Un.
I don't
we
know
were
why they
watching
call you
today?
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
Because you fucked up at least 2 times.
That's right. Holy shit. We were saying that what if they went behind closed doors because it was like a private conversation and it ended up being like a pancake off. And Gordon Ramsay's back there and he's
I
like
would
judging it.
love that. I would really
Yeah.
watch that though. If it was like all of a sudden MasterChef and it was like Trump.
What
versus
did Ramsay
Kim Jong-un.
say? What did Ramsay say? Gordon Ramsay's like,
I'm not going to do an English accent, so I'm not even going to try and imitate.
Christ.
But it was
okay,
basically what I just said, but in Gordon Ramsay's voice.
I think there's no way. You remember how they said they're kicking the media out because it's a private conversation?
Yeah.
There's no way that's like actually a private
Getting
conversation.
Singapore
As if there's
slang.
not like a bug in there or like some kind of microphone or just a person in there. Like there's no way.
Think of the
It's
security
impossible.
in that place. It must be
That's what I mean, yeah.
unreal.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
a craft beer festival inside.
They just go in. They're like, this is all your favorite lagers, Mr.
Oh,
Un.
the Great Korean Bake Off. I would love that though. If it was all of a sudden some kind of food show, like I don't know.
That would be the most Trump thing ever if he actually monetized it. Like you go behind the doors
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like the reason it's closed doors is because we're filming a whole season.
Yeah. No, totally. Yep.
They don't want to give away the cliffhanger. I like that. That's pretty rad. But this all might be so out of date by the time this comes out. Like think about this.
I know it's gonna be a while.
It might be fucking nuclear war.
I know,
It's
but
June 11th, if that's important.
Okay.
all right.
Is
Do
it-
you want to talk about nuclear
even then
war
though,
for a
but even then,
second?
wait, I would say though that like that whole time when North and South Korea leaders met, that was like it was just such an interesting day on like I guess social media because usually it's like whatever some shooting or like some other horrible thing that happened, but that day was so awesome for me just because it was like everyone was really
Super
excited about this.
positive.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like I don't know,
Just kind of
it's really
resonates
nice.
with what
Yeah.
we desire is like that unity amongst people, right? And it's
Yeah, no, it's good.
With the announcement of this new show, obviously you have to play the social media game. I get it, but like, holy fuck, I've never wanted to unplug from all of this shit more than ever.
What if you did just for like a couple weeks before you start your show?
I think that's the plan.
Right?
I
Yeah,
think I'm
that could be
gonna
cool.
decompress hard because I don't think I could possibly describe how terrible some of my feeds are, and I block like crazy. And then actually,
You cultivate it.
for a while there, I was on here talking about like I'm not blocking anymore because I want to actually see the opposing opinions so that I can cultivate my own, my own rounded opinion, I should say. Now it's like,
idea.
I don't want to have anything to do with any of these.
Yeah.
And I think I might just go live in the woods. Because
You're
that's,
turning into one of those. Eh?
I don't know.
You're
It's
not very
weird.
good at living in the woods. Though.
Just
No,
as long
I'm
as
not.
there's Wi-Fi in the woods.
Yeah, exactly.
Wi-Fi in the woods over
And
here.
hot water.
Add Wi-Fi in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nice shoes.
There's a pallet of
At
baked
nice shoes.
beans.
But if you
really.
did start a show of just you in the woods, I'd check it out. Yeah,
But out of
sweet.
place. So still wearing the suit.
Just like this. Yeah.
I'd
totally.
check it out, but only out of morbid curiosity, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Because
what.
I'm like, how long will he last?
Yeah, exactly.
See, Mar, are
That's a
you
great
pretending
question,
like
actually.
that's what anyone else doesn't do?
Isn't
Like,
that
that's
what
the
everybody
only
wants
reason-
to see?
Yeah, that's all anyone wants to do. Is see morbid
Isn't
curiosity.
that MD's next show? It's like, how long am I going to survive in the woods?
Survivor Man
Yeah.
with MD.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Naked and
That's a
afraid.
good idea.
Naked and D. What the fuck?
Naked D.
Naked D. Yeah,
Thank you.
like her.
Look at you. Look at you in the bush.
Got her. I actually I think I want to talk about the new show real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if
Okay, wait. So what's it called?
Okay, so the title I've landed on is My Stupid Voice.
That's a great name.
I
Yeah,
like
it.
the idea right away of like we're talking about feeds and timelines. I like the idea of someone scrolling the line like and just what is this? And then they see a name that says My Stupid Voice. If you're not familiar with me, then you click it just to hear how stupid it is. And hopefully you stick around because it's not. That's it. That's
Right.
my hope, you know, like that's
It's
how it
Kind of
is.
See?
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fucking stupid.
That's
Everything
you know,
about
you ditch the humility though when you do something like that. And you're like, it's my stupid voice. And it's like, then you're not afraid to just do whatever the hell you want.
That's right. 'cause
Like,
it's-
I'm gonna talk like this for a whole episode because I'm MD. Look at me. I'm so
The
awesome.
intro. If you did the intro every time like that, and then
That-
all of a sudden snap into your normal MD voice,
That might
that'd
be
great.
Just to be clear, that was-
initial close on that window.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was the intro.
Yeah.
No, you should make that your actual first voice though, and to see if people have the staying power, because then you know who your real fans are.
That's right.
Who's loyal, who's committed.
A
to
good
listening,
burn off, right? Nice burn off of the
Like
bandwagon.
I would probably be like, I'm fucking shutting this down.
Yeah, that's a
So
minimum.
sorry, man. I'm
That's a
sorry.
minimize X for me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Control
buddy.
W.
I'm out. I'm actually out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Control Dub.
Yeah,
We
close
don't-
that tab.
Look at your commands over there.
It's quick.
Easy there, Linux. Fucking.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you don't fucking make any sense. How about that? The amount of times on the show after the show's over, I'll talk to people and they'll be like, C-Mart is really mean to you.
You bring this up a lot.
Yeah.
He's very aggressive.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, well, that's only because you don't see everything off air, and this is where I just kind of like, all right.
This is
say
where
what
you pay for it.
Say what you gotta
C-Mart
say.
makes you pay
yeah,
for
I'm
it
like,
on
go ahead.
air.
No, C-Mart, say what you gotta say.
That's one of his strengths,
That's
I
right.
think. You know, it's good.
My
Yeah.
favorite thing recently is just to be incredibly nice, and then when everyone walks away, I just like kind of lean into C-Mart, and I'm just like, if you ever fucking say anything. Just-
I feel like you guys have to have some kind of podcast-based showdown
Very
competition.
judgy.
It's the last
It's
episode.
kind of like Judge Judy's stunt double or something. Like that.
dun dun. Yeah, okay. So we need the Law and Order dun dun,
just joking,
but
C-Mart.
it also needs to be sequential.
the Law and Order theme song. Remember?
Stunt triple.
Remember
Story
Wolf?
for the
Oh my
Wolf.
God, that's such a classic story. So good. Wolf.
But we're not gonna.
I don't know.
shouldn't-
Anytime
shouldn't-
Wolf comes up, we talk about that. If you want to
Okay, actually, wait. Your impression of Wolf is amazing, though.
Well,
it's pretty good.
Oh, he's gonna listen.
I just want to say, if you
Wolf,
want
shout
to
out to
watch,
you, buddy.
if you want to watch or listen to a funny story, just go back to any episode with Garrett Wolf and
true.
laugh as hard as you can at this fucking story because it's so good. All I'll say is it
Oh, did he
involves.
tell it?
I told it in
Oh,
front of him. Well, I can't let him tell it. If he told it, he'd be like, "Well, James, it's like basically I was on a boat." I was like, "That's not the whole story, Wolf. Tell me the whole goddamn story."
Yep.
And then he would tell
Sounds
me.
like a pretty full story.
Yep.
Though.
Yeah, he'd be
That's
like,
good.
James, bunch of girls, wow. And I was like, no one gives a fuck. That's not enough details. You know?
Also, your name is James.
Yeah, and then he calls me James. That's another thing too. By the way, he calls me James because my mom called me James in front of him once on a Vancouver visit 13 years ago. And he just met me and he's like, James, like that. Like he said it like that. And now he's like, whatever, James. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going to work on doing your voice forever.
Yeah,
And he's
sounds
like,
about right. Sounds about right.
Trade off, right? You can go with James. I'm gonna do your voice.
I'm going to call your household as you one day. How about that?
That's a good trade.
Yeah.
Great idea.
But yeah, if you listen to a classic story, Wolf on a boat on a cruise in the Law and Order theme. It's like the best fucking thing. I think I'm going to edit up a version with that.
Should
We
I
should
do,
talk
should,
more about it.
should I do an animated?
Make it as long as
version?
the
You
actual
could do.
story was.
Okay, if we got him
Good
to
idea.
tell it, maybe I'd end. No, there's no way.
Really?
No
You
fucking
could.
way.
It'd be easy.
I could, but there's no way. I'm
It'd
going
be so
to.
easy. Just do it. It's like 9-month project. Just to,
It would be just
40
a
hours
dark,
of work.
a dark spot on my career for the rest of my life. No, it's
It's ridiculous. No, it's a dark spot in your career. Like, by the way, without the original credit to the person telling, so he's just like, it's his story. We just like start monetizing it. Fuck it, go for it. Yeah, I don't know if that's a viable plan, boys.
I don't think so,
our
man.
projects.
I don't think so.
Speaking of projects,
Cut it.
and I was hard cut. I think what it would be prudent to discuss is that there's this like, I don't know, fucking like 24 songs ready just to be unleashed on these cunts out there. What do you
Oh,
think?
he's
Oh,
the
dropping
guy.
a C-bomb.
C-Mart, bleep that out,
What
bud.
do you think of that?
Okay, bleep.
Off.
You know what to do. Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Good,
nice
good,
bleep. I'll
good.
sample that bleep.
Okay, we always have that though. I think. I mean, actually, just like you were telling us the other day, you went through your whole back catalog and you have what, like 600 something songs or whatever.
Yeah.
beats.
That's
It's kind of weird. I know. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
and like,
he's-
and us, I don't even know. I don't know what the number is, but it's
5.
up there.
Yeah, actually, C-Mart just shy of that at 2.5
that is
complete songs.
It is
2.5,
brutal though.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
one of them quite
will
good.
there be one day then when we like, without even like booting them up and polishing them up or anything, maybe we should just, for the sake of like 200 times closure, we just like
Just to
put
launch
out.
it.
It's like
Yeah, but
put
just
out
call
everything.
it barf mix or whatever. It's
Just a barf mix. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that could be kind of nice.
What we should do is just
Honestly, it's just sitting there.
Okay.
It's fucking
Let's take-
gestating.
Okay,
Yeah.
and also like I watched this thing with Beeple the other day. I don't know if you know this artist, but
What's Beeple?
he's an artist that's done a really nice image every day for 10 years.
What?
Without missing one day. So he's never missed
Whoa.
a day.
makes me
And
feel
he
like
was
a
saying,
lazy prick.
okay, well, and he puts it all up for just Creative Commons. Anyone who has a band or anything, you can just look up his stuff. If you have a band and you want an album cover, just go ahead and look up Beeple's art and pick a
That's so
pick a
prolific.
thing and then use it.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
and
so
then you don't have to
prolific.
pay him anything. And people were asking him why he doesn't, and he was saying it's the closure that pushes him on each day. So it's not like you start some cool thing
Yeah.
and then you want to like hang on to it and like, oh, I should just polish this up a bit more.
Yeah.
It's like no, at the end of every day it's just out there, it's free, but and now it's
We
like
did talk about that because
Yeah, now
what
it's
we
just
did was we
anyone else.
just filled a hard drive or
Yeah.
something with stuff that's like we enjoyed making. We were like, oh
Yeah.
my god, there's so much with that, and then we just
There's
let
like
it go.
memories.
That's
Yeah,
it.
basically.
And
Yeah.
then you find you stumble on these little gems. You're like, oh my god, remember this?
I
It's
think
like,
it's
what do
good
we
to
do
let
with
it go. I
Nothing.
think it's good.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
do we want to update it, or do we want to just do
Right.
a big data dump?
I
and
think
be
what
like,
we should do is take like 8 or 10 of those jams that we already had designated for season 4, just finish season 4, and then we can do like puke mix. Boom, just
Yeah.
blarg, just
Yeah.
like fucking
Yeah.
194.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
songs
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
No, I don't know, something like that. But like, it'd be easy. It'd be so easy to compartmentalize and put out like just so everyone knows, there's enough for like another 2 seasons or more.
I definitely think that moving forward, like what I learned this past couple years is like I want to move faster and
Yeah,
more
way
fluid.
faster.
Like when it comes to like finishing
Yeah.
stuff, just like it just comes out in like 2 days or whatever.
I think the working titles on the ones we were just working on last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
Lime Zest and Meccano Beach. I think like seriously, we should just roll those out.
Those are sweet. Yeah, I know. Let's just
Like,
put 'em out.
I'm
the
definitely
2
ready.
tracks we were working on.
You know what I was listening-
Lime Zest and Meccano
Yeah.
Beach.
So
Well, they're
good
always
names.
something stupid.
Meccano
Working
Beach.
titles. By the way, the other one, I Still Got You.
Yeah,
I
that's a
have-
great song.
I have an idea, an arrangement for that.
10 out of 10,
to
I
take
found
the-
you irresistible.
Freeform radar. Hold up.
What's your idea?
I think the first part that you had me write that part. It's like Lost in La Mancha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we take that's like its own thing,
Mm-hmm.
like that whole thing, and then when it goes, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so when it goes into that part, and Zenny's guitar comes in. That's its own fucking song. That
you
like,
wanna cut
whole
it-
thing. I
cut it
think
and make
that
two
should
songs?
cut.
Okay.
We could easily pull the bridge. I have an idea. I'll show you after. But like, we could pull
Was
the
the production
bridge.
meeting right here?
Here, why don't we
Yeah, this is how it goes.
turn this into something a
talk
bit
about it.
more complex?
Let's talk about it offline.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that like this is kind of the stuff that
Everybody,
we don't
after
really
this part,
do.
remember this part, everybody?
Yeah,
Right
Well, this is-
there.
yeah.
We'll cut this one.
When this comes out,
Separate
here
track.
you go.
Expand this out a little bit.
So you sample this part for that, and then when it comes out at the end,
Yeah, for sure.
breeze that out at the end.
But yeah, in general, even everything I make now, I want it to be like one or 2 days max.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
but that's saying but hold on, wait.
time.
Let me just clarify this. But I'm definitely at this point now, just in my life, where I want to do whatever I do, whether it's like music or art or anything. I want it to be all for one bigger project, like not just like random little
No.
what like actually kind of not what Beeple's doing in a way in which each day is just a random thing that he does. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I want it to be all for one greater story.
Kind of like Newbie
Kind of
Newbinson.
like Newbie Newbinson and the double boom skis.
Exactly, but it should just come out one day at a time.
Yes,
Just,
I
like,
agree.
Comes
And
out every day.
I've always liked the idea, and I've always said this.
D at a T.
I like the idea that we don't put out songs; we put out episodes. So I
yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Episodes is good.
Not albums, put out seasons.
Yeah.
I think it's.
And then
fucking
we can
dope.
get one of you two to do the fucking previously on.
Oh no, it's a battle.
Oh, Zen Zen.
Okay.
Previously, me out of my pants. Boom, like that.
Is that the line?
That's the line.
Previously, me out of my pants.
Previously, me out of my pants.
It's not bad.
When
I
the
don't know who I
pants
go
get
with.
down, the pants get going.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Seriously, you didn't get that?
When your wonder pants are down.
Oh man, the night
Pull down
jocks?
your pants.
Find your inner pants and
pull
wear 'em.
Night jocks.
If
You
you
got
say
night
nice
jokes.
things about me. How does that fucking song? Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
The reality of this is this.
That was a throw out.
We did a lot of pre-drinking coming in here because we're not drinking in here anymore. But
It's tough.
It wasn't a lie. It was
wasn't that much.
normal.
I think I just
pre-drinking.
caught
wasn't
a
that much.
splash of a shot that you knocked over right on my tongue. And that's about all I had.
Oh,
Just
nice.
so everybody
normal
knows.
amounts.
Caught a lip corner of a shot.
I think, I got a lip corner. It was probably about 0.00001.
Basically
That's
still-
almost
Something
like
like
an
it.
impossible ratio to hit.
Just a speck.
Impressive. Yeah, no.
That's all we had.
I just like the idea of growth. So I like what you're saying, Zone. I think that like having like a large arc, I think it's dope. I think we just need to keep fucking plugging away at it.
Yeah, man.
The thing with the way we have distribution set up right now is that like we literally could hit every major streaming store within like 3 business days. So
Yeah.
if we put it up Monday, it's up by Thursday, basically.
I'm talking about,
right?
man. We just gotta
That's what I
plow
want.
ahead.
And if we're always putting something up every day, then there's always something coming up. And I like being prolific. My
Yeah.
God, that's what I want to.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just inspiring. People that do that,
Yeah.
like it's crazy. Like,
Well,
yeah.
I've been thinking a lot lately about legacy, like a lot about legacy.
The liquor store at Olympic Village.
Legacy liquor store.
That's a good one.
We're available.
They got a point
for
system, and I love
you.
point systems.
Yeah, no, I mean more to the tenets of your past, sir. No, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. What I'm saying is I want it to be more like, I think about legacy, like what does this all mean? Because I'm not going to have kids, and we own property, but I don't own land, so to speak. So like I have no land. I'm landless, and I am childless.
Yeah.
So what is my legacy?
Yeah.
So I think about that a lot, and like I think people wait till later in life to start considering this shit, but like I've been thinking about this probably heavy for about 10 years, but only really trying to like actually establish something recently. And I don't know, man. I ask some people, I'm like, hey, what do you think? What do you think of legacy and stuff like that? And
Do you wanna ask
some,
me?
Yeah, some people are like, I have no idea. Like, what do you think of that?
What do I think of legacy?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, I knew you would have. I knew you.
No,
would
and
not.
honestly, it's like
I knew you
if
wouldn't
I'm
care.
if
Yeah.
I'm landless, childless, I do my thing. I enjoy myself. I die. It's gone. Plain and simple. I don't need to leave anything. It's like little
think-
shards of memories. It's like
I think you automatically do leave something though. It's like
What do you
even
think
even
about-
people that are landless or childless or whatever, you don't have to have any physical thing you leave behind, but every little interaction you have with your friends and like with some other friend that has kids,
Yeah.
well, you affect them in some tiny way, and then they affect their kids in some tiny way, and it's like classic butterfly effect. It just kind of ripples
sure.
down through everyone you know.
Yeah.
And your legacy
Yeah, right.
lives on through like everyone you know all the
so
time.
regardless
like,
of positive or negative, a legacy is happening because you are being remembered by your interactions from everyone. So I don't know. For me, it's like
it's
not
effortless.
much
basically.
of a point to focus on it, but just
Yeah.
to be your best to you and to leave behind anything that you've learned and to at least share your experiences instead of letting someone suffer through something. It's like, here's some things that I experienced. It's yours if you want it, but if not, it's okay. But this is how I felt.
By the way, we're all such good fucking friends. I could have predicted both of those answers very easily.
Well, and especially as creators too, it's like anyone who makes anything.
yeah,
There's a tendency to measure your legacy in terms of like how many things you made,
yeah.
which I guess is one way, but
Like when we're talking being prolific, it's almost literally the actual imperial. It's like the only measurement to really make it. What do you think, C-Mart? Oh, I think he wants to take your hand off that.
oh,
Is
Sorry,
that
bud.
making a lot of noise?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, buddy.
It's a comfort move.
It's just natural.
It's okay. You have interesting things to hear, so that's why you want the
Scam
mic
over
in
here,
front of
but
you.
yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's like for being prolific, it's like one of the few things you can actually measure. I
Yeah,
guess,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Quality.
But you couldn't say a Beeple is more has more of a legacy than, John Singer Sargent or something.
Yeah, because even that's
It's
like very subjective. But I think it's more like you touched on something, Noah, like impact. Like it's like the impact you have on the people around you and those things. And it's like, man, I was going through some really dark stuff this spring, and I was really thinking a lot about, I'm like, what kind of impact am I having? Do I have anything going on? And it's like you like lie to yourself a lot about how things really are. I guess
Yeah.
like it's not even like you lie, but it's like you hide it. Like you really hide it and conceal it from yourself. And I don't know. I'm trying to like not take me for granted, but it's like I'm the cause of it. So it's funny that way. But I'm also
good though,
like
man.
driven that way. I don't know.
got-
Does that make
Of
sense?
course.
You gotta love yourself, man. You should cook for yourself and go to the gym.
Yeah, bud.
And ride around the seawall.
Get in there, bud.
and do
I
it,
love-
It's easy. It's easy to say, but yeah, obviously when you're in those darker times, it's way tougher to act on, right?
Way tougher.
So, but speaking of legacies, though, it's like one of the, I guess when I look back and I look how our relationship developed,
Yeah.
and how you were, there was a lot of negative emotion and
Anger.
stuff like that was floating around you. But I'm not the type of person to just give up on anybody either, or I'm not also the type of person to say this is the way that you have to be.
Yeah.
But I stayed there and I provided you with my experiences and what really felt good, and tried to, show you what felt good, and
Definitely.
how being a good person feels way better. So when I guess talking about legacies, I don't like to say legacy, but just I was just happy that I got to share things, and especially with you and with all my friends, and like sharing our stories and everything. So our legacy is all of our friendship together and the growing that we've gone through,
It's true,
and the
yeah.
support network that we created. So
It's totally true.
that
man.
is that's legacy complete to me. And so now it's just building on that, I guess, the
Absolutely.
existing legacy for myself.
Yeah, dude.
So
No, it's
I'll go with the legacy.
I like that, man. I really like that. There's so many layers of I don't know. It's kind of hard to really put it's hard to put a description to this properly, but like when you kind of go through a change like that, it's like you look back, it's like this whole other different person. Like I don't even recognize that dude, but like you saw some potential there. Like, and in much in the same way, Noah has like shown me a very carefree approach to things that I didn't even know was possible, like for like a major portion of my life. Like I used to be like the negative version of that, where like I didn't give a fuck, and it just spelled doom everywhere I
Yeah.
went. Whereas like Noah doesn't give a fuck in like the best way, like
Yeah.
right, like he just wouldn't like
It's a good way to word it, actually.
Yeah,
I like
like-
how you switched it up there.
yeah, like
Yeah.
give a fuck
You
in
don't
the
give a
best
fuck.
way.
I just didn't give a fuck.
Fuck.
To I just don't give,
Give
a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just the way it feels when you say it, essentially. But like, man, there's something, I don't even know if people know this. I don't think I've ever talked about this, but like about once a year I write Noah a letter, and I try to like, I tell him,
Get out of here.
Yeah.
What?
I
I gotta read these.
what the fuck?
Okay.
You're
Okay.
just getting them?
You've responded to these,
A physical letter?
not physical letters.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually,
Right,
one
a
time,
letter,
one
one
time was
This
single
year-
letter.
When you say
This
letter,
year is
I imagine
R.
like getting a letter and opening it from an envelope.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
if
I
you say a
thought too,
message,
so-
then I'm like, yeah,
Well,
I
next
got
time
you.
try to
like
be a
a
bit more
wedding
clear.
invitation. RSVP.
True. Got one.
Did I
Yeah.
already?
You know,
I think you did.
I still haven't. It's
Yeah.
just so dumb.
No, I was gonna
Oh,
say that
terrible.
like I did write. So I write these letters to Noah, and it's always just like, dearest Noah,
You do this. Okay, I know what you mean now. Yeah, totally. It's great.
the hay is finally in. Like, like I try to write it. I'm just like, how do you approach life in so careless fashion? And like I try to write like very verbose, and by the end, he replies.
Carefree.
He'll reply and be like, dearest MD,
good.
your letter was met with great sincerity, or something like that. I'll be like, what the fuck?
Hey man, when your friend writes you like a well
C-Mart, I'm
thought
gonna
out,
start writing you letters, buddy.
well said thing,
Just so we could R.
Oh,
you got to get in
yeah.
there.
X.
Yeah,
Once
when
a
someone
year.
writes you that.
Yeah.
We got
Absolutely.
20
No,
years.
I really appreciate it.
Then we'll move on to
People
numbers.
did that like all the time. I'd be stoked on that.
Characters.
Like, I don't know.
It's weird because like
I guess we could probably finish our life with
I don't know. I just like I have a lot of gratitude, and I try to show it in different ways. And like I don't know. I guess
What, like passing out on my couch?
yeah.
Actually,
Oh my
and
God.
even writing those, you know what? That goes a long way to show that like it really means a lot when someone like writes you a letter, and not just like talking, not just like using you for you and stuff like that. Like actually like write a nice sentence,
Yeah.
and like use your vocabulary. I don't know. For some reason, that affects me so much more whenever anyone does that. And that just goes for like anyone, like jobs or dating or whatever. It's
What
like
about-
just fucking like write properly, and I think
Yeah.
it helps
What
a
about
lot.
say someone picks you up a pound of bacon or whatever from another city?
Jesus.
Let's imagine
And
someone
brings
did.
it
Let's
back,
just
right?
imagine someone
Just
did.
pretty
Full
much a letter.
hypothetical, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can imagine it. I can
Yeah.
imagine
That
it.
one
Thick
happened.
sliced,
Thick slice.
1
beautiful.
pound, double smoked,
Okay.
BLT styles.
Let's say they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of
Well, they're coming over for a sandwich, and
Little
that's
bit of
what
fun.
that's
what
what's
kind of
happening
fun
there.
with that,
what kind of remittance would you be looking for in payback?
A letter.
Do you want me to write you a letter?
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
I'll.
No, actually, you know what? Actually, I don't actually want a letter from you.
Do you want me to? Okay, wait. Do you want me to write you a letter or make you a sandwich?
I want to
Which one?
I want to build up all these little things I do, like bets and bacon and stuff like that, and then call it back at the bar.
Oh, just like you did
Be like,
today.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I like
How about that Whitaker
Yeah.
bet?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
fucking
yeah.
3. You're like, oh, Romero.
Another one on that
Whitaker.
pound of bacon.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good
That's so
move. That
funny.
was a good move. I like that.
The whole callback of loans.
That's a sweet one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
hey, what's up with
10
that?
small loans, and then call them all back to like
10 micro
Yeah,
loans.
and then we get a cab. Oh, so yeah, you remember that? remember that ticket I got? Yeah, you got
totally.
this one. You got this one.
Yeah, that's fucking.
That's a sweet. That's a power move right there.
That's a good move, man.
And call them all back in the
Throwing
night.
cash around. Just throwing cash around.
I'm gonna be throwing some songs around very soon.
Yeah, you are.
I have a instrumental album coming out that.
What's it called?
Well, I haven't
Fight Club?
decided on a name yet, but we did actually. You know, it's funny. I had talked with Noah about doing artwork for it and doing the album cover, and then I had this whole other idea set up, and then while we were all doing that last session, like last week, you guys had that fucking great idea about the tree. And like the kid under the tree and like the like slow
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just that total gif of
Yeah.
like leaves falling.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about that because all my songs are sequenced with different aspects of nature.
Okay,
Sounds
that-
dope. And
that's
I was
like-
thinking My Stupid Instruments would be a good album.
Parody.
Yeah, that's a great
parodying My
name.
stupid songs,
Totally.
my stupid instruments,
And
and my
voice.
stupid voice.
Okay, that is the best way to get some imagery though. Play a song that you did for someone artistic that you know, and then
Okay.
get them to describe what you see, what they see. Like that's pretty much that's how you get an album cover,
Just
right?
close
Or
your eyes
whatever.
and picture yourself where those tones sort of bring you.
Yeah,
right?
where they land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because now it's weird hearing the interpretations of other people actually has like given me more depth and insight into like what it sounds like in my head, not like
Yeah.
what it feels like. You know,
Yeah.
I really like that. It was kind of like a pre-listening party because I only played you like 5 or 6 of the cuts. Like there's like I think
Only 5 or 6.
Only
I
five
love
or
it.
6,
You're the only person I know that would be like, it's gonna play you just a little sample. It's just like 6 songs, like
Like
half an
9,
hour
like
long.
80 to
Yeah.
90%.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was just thinking because like I want it to be a certain way, but this is the one. This instrumental album I'm putting together is for. I think it's kind of weird because like I'm MD of the Boomsday Alliance and in a production credit, but like it's the first thing, instrumental wise I've ever put out. Other like I mean I guess you can kind of count like the Rupert House EP like Wick Step, but like that was so electronica and like so different. I'm talking like this is like more of what you would probably expect from me.
Soundtracky.
Yeah, and it's like very score based intermixed with actual beats. So
I feel like you're more proud of this one. This is something
I'm
you can
so
like,
proud.
right?
I'm so proud.
Definitely paints more of an image in your head though too,
Yeah.
when you listen to it. So.
Yeah, that's what I just want people to be able to put it on and relax and just go for a bike ride or like just I don't know. It's like it's definitely may not be considered like club music or something like that, but it's like it's dope. Fucking
Definitely not considered club music. Well, yeah, I mean,
No,
you could
man.
play it there.
Yeah,
It'd be
like-
a weird.
Depends
weird
what kind of
crowd.
crowd it is. But yeah.
Like I just want people to be excited for it because it's like I composed a lot of it under the impression that like it's that legacy concept we were talking about. Like I want to
Oh,
make something that I
legacy.
can hang my hat on forever. Like I,
never
want
really
that.
Think
you know?
about that shit.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
I
kind
gotta
of
think about it.
I don't know because it's weird. I've like done things backwards because like usually producers will like have like an instrumental album come out and then they like start getting placements and other shit like that. But it's like I did this all ass backwards, and now I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna come out with like an album. It just kind of seems funny that way.
No, that's good though.
I couldn't actually tell you what the sequence is in the like.
I don't know either. I have
I
no
couldn't tell you.
defined sequence.
It turns out
whatsoever.
it's actually 49.5 to 51.5 or some silly shit. Or
Yep.
50.5, sorry.
50.5.
Math. For a second here.
Is that the face of math?
No
right
music.
there?
No math.
Yeah. Noted algorithm over there.
Look at me, algebraic sequence guy.
I mean, I guess everyone does that different. Some people work on a thing in their bedroom for 10 years, and then they finally kind of put it together and release a thing. And other people just meet up for a weekend with their friends and just crank out stuff in a couple days, and then that's that. It's like there's no defined way to do anything. It's
I like the idea of we were doing last time where it's just like layer the way we layer.
Okay,
turn for
one
turn,
turn
man.
each,
One,
turn
two,
for
three,
turn.
1, 2,
That's
3.
the best, I think.
Because it was turning out incredible, and then like it's so good because it's like we're like passing turns to each other because eventually it's like actually I want to hear you do
And then passing tequila
this.
to each
then
other. And then
passing-
it just turned
Allegedly.
into like
Allegedly.
mayhem.
and
Yeah,
Jack
allegedly.
bang.
Where are we? What is going on right now? Gigi's
like-
Pizza.
Oh shit.
But like that's so sweet. Like that's the equivalent of like you know, like 3 artists trying to do a painting. 5 minutes a turn. You can only paint for 5 minutes, and then you pass it to the next person. You're bound to get. You're just gonna get something that you would never do.
The beauty
Like,
is that you get the influence of everybody else, and then
It's so
through
fun.
their
So
influence
fun.
comes an inspiration for yourself. It's like, okay, I didn't imagine that coming, but
Yeah.
now I can build off of that because that made me think of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Totally.
It's nice to be open with that.
To be completely open with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I think, when you're writing together, I think everybody should have the idea. Like, we'll share, like, maybe try it like this, or maybe try it like that. But for the most part, we pioneer our own parts and then work with it. And
Yeah.
even though I may hear something different that Noah's doing, I may hear it in a different way. I just trust that that's the way that it's supposed to be, and then I work with that, right? And it's kind of fun. It's fun like that.
It's really like you guys play off each other so well. Like I was saying this last time, but like there's like a very distinct rhythm that you two like when you guys meld instruments. It's just never off. I don't know how to explain it, but you guys are just always on point. It's actually something really like phenomenal to behold. It's actually really cool.
I'm totally inspired by like. I mean, I remember reading about how Meshuggah makes songs now, and even how they have for like the past 10 years. But
What's that like?
Which is basically everyone sits at home and writes their own parts just completely on their own, and then they just send them to everyone, and everyone listens to everyone's stuff, and then they pick their favorite stuff and then go with that. Like
Jesus.
it's like such a modern. It's actually like such a
pressure-free sort of style.
yeah,
too,
it's such a
right?
pressure-free, like modern, like democratic approach, and obviously, and that's like a one-of-a-kind band, but they just make it work so easily
Yeah.
that there's like you never get the sense there was any friction about anything. But
No.
I don't know, I always got the sense that like I kind of want to be a part of something like that. Like that's like for me, that's perfect. I just want to sit at home and make like weird little things, send them out, and then have someone else send me weird little things and be like, oh, I love that thing you did.
Yeah.
let me just take that and put it in the song right here.
Which
It's
is
like
a lot
whatever.
of what we did in the past, right?
Yeah.
Like, say, like within the
almost
recent
predominantly.
couple of years, because we haven't written a ton, but it usually happens when we're together, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's been great actually, because with the time off comes new ideas, and like we listen to all this different stuff, and then all of a sudden you're bringing in like these new ideas, and it's like, okay, now we're ready to go for part. It's not like we have to sit there for half an hour trying to figure something out. We're just like, this is coming out right now. It's like, this is happening, and then boom, boom, boom. We whipped Meccano Beach together within 2 hours.
I fucking love that song, man.
And it was just fun because like you get to a point where you're like, okay, we've milked everything while we're together, and then you take some time off, and then all of a sudden it's all rejuvenated.
That's
and you're
right.
Like, okay, here we are again.
I'm all about those dreamy summer vibes, man. That's always totally.
same. I'm like
I can't.
And of
kick
course,
that
it's called
genre. It's
Meccano
like-
Beach.
Yeah.
Like we have the beach,
Gotta
the
have
beach
beach in the name.
2007.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just like really, really vibrant, dreamlike pads. I just really love it. And then like the pace. Like I said this right away when I walked in that day. I was like, this is my tempo right now. Like everything about it is like exactly
Total
what I
whiplash.
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that, man. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's cool.
okay, so I should bring this up. In that instrumental album I'm talking about, this to be named, but I'm going to be putting out this summer. One of my song titles, I actually directly was inspired by you, Noah.
Oh, what's that?
some of your art. You recently did a popular Stalker like fan comic
Yeah.
online.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
Stalker.
Yeah, you tell me about this.
Yeah, so people are like, people, if you don't know Stalker, it's actually like an acronym. And what does it stand for?
The game, I can't even remember what it stands for, but it's a famous Russian novel and
It's like a PC
film.
game. Yeah. But it's like this whole culture, this whole background. It's like got this massive like cult like following. And people that play Stalker, it's just like, it's a type. Like, you know, the person who played like
Yeah, it's like
plays
for
it.
life.
Yeah,
It's weird.
and it's like Noah's favorite, and so he's so into it. And like he came up with this comic series, and he put it up online. And he's a great writer. Actually, this is something people don't know maybe about Noah, but like you're a fucking
thanks, buddy.
phenomenal writer. You're
Thanks,
a really
man.
great writer. And one of your captions for one of the panels, you wrote "Secret Gods and Dead Cities."
Yeah, that's a good song. You should totally take that.
I read that,
Yeah.
and I immediately started thinking of ideas in my head, and I was like,
I can't wait to
I'm
hear this
so
song then.
inspired by that. Yeah,
Perfect,
that's why I
man.
didn't bring
Yeah.
it through the other day.
Okay,
I
good.
because it's all
Yeah,
it's
save
all
that
done.
one.
Yeah, I just
Okay,
want
okay.
to wait for like maybe the real
Oh,
listening
dude,
party
that's
or
awesome.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm so stoked to hear
It's called
that.
Secret Gods and Dead Cities. I'm
Perfect.
really
You just
excited.
ruined it.
Perfect.
Now we all know.
ruined it.
Spoiler.
Wow, dude.
Spoiler.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right.
But the titles on these songs, your guy, okay, the reactions in the room when I was
Fucking
like,
WikiLeaks over here.
when I was
Yeah.
like, what song do you guys want to listen to? Like, do you want to listen to I Feel Like I'm Plugging from Everything, or My Ambition Is Choking Me? And you guys were like,
We're both.
I
honestly,
thought
was
you
both
were-
like.
yeah, you're
I
like,
thought you were
either?
like,
I don't know.
are we picking a name for
Yeah.
the song? But I didn't realize there were two
yeah.
separate tracks. I'm
the
like,
reaction
I
that
guess
told me I was like,
unplugging.
these are the right titles. I knew right away. I was like, these are the right titles for these songs. Absolutely, I knew right away.
Those are. It's like how I would name a song.
I
Yeah.
think picking song names or band names or naming a book or film or whatever, it's one of the funnest parts
Yeah.
of the whole thing.
It's just rad.
Just picking that
For sure.
That one-
perfect weird name.
That one we put together, Lime Zest.
Yep.
I didn't even
Actually,
know. The,
C-Mart named that.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We were
I didn't
like,
even know
we
the
were like,
title.
listen to this, and he's like, it's like getting a lime zest in the eye. And I was like, hey, that's what the song's called
It's
now.
painful, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one. It was like, I'm not listening to this because gonna forgo the pain here. Thanks.
Oftentimes, it's like the first thing someone says. You know what I mean?
Spritz
Yeah.
straight in
Like,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah. It's like,
eyeball.
Quit misting.
yeah.
Yeah,
In
we
the eye.
missed to the cornea. Over
dude,
here.
so specifically, like in the eye.
I know, totally.
Oh,
That's like one of those jackass shots, man.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Oh, dude. That's superhuman shit.
Yeah.
I'm full of weird, like nostalgic.
How you feeling right
Moments.
now?
Well-
you feeling some looming closure? Are you feeling sadness?
I feel like the actual feeling can't really be contained, like in a word, because it's like I'm stoked about the next thing. Like, guys, I can't express this enough.
Totally. It's like the last day at work.
Yeah,
You're just
the-
like closing
Yeah,
up. Like
the new show is gonna be amazing. My stupid voice is gonna be rad. I know it will.
I know it will.
But I'm also like C-Mart and I are talking about just like think about the scheduling of like we meet up mostly Mondays or Tuesdays and do this show, have a couple drinks, hang out, do the show. It's just like C-Mart and I are joking the other day. It's like, dude, C-Mart and I hang out more than like I think anyone in the Alliance, maybe. We're like guaranteed. Because if you guys don't hang every 2 weeks,
lately.
but if you don't hang for a week, then it's like we got a leg up. So I'll see you this week. C-Mart kind
It's
of
not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not
We will
gonna happen,
always
bud.
hang out. All right. Well, what I'm saying, that doesn't
Go
really
ahead.
fucking
Go
matter.
Sometimes
ahead.
people don't want to hang out with me. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
occasionally. Me, yeah. He's
Agreed.
looking at me when I say it. I mean, all that doesn't really matter. But what I really meant to say is
I'm
just
stoked
like,
for the new shit too, man.
yeah,
it's gonna be
like
awesome. Yeah.
the schedule though of like hanging out. It's like you kind of want to maintain that.
I mean,
like,
listen, I've been listening to your stupid voice for years, so I can't wait to hear it officially on episode 1.
I just want it to be. I just want it to be silly,
Yeah.
and it's going to be short form content. It's not going to be these long like hour plus podcasts. It's
Yeah.
going to be like 1 to 3
I think
minutes.
that's cool.
20
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah, that's cool.
Ooh, I like
seconds.
that actually. I prefer like 1 to 5 seconds, but
Yeah,
whatever.
5
most
seconds.
podcasts I listen
Just
to
a
are
vine.
like
So you want me to
20 seconds.
re
I just like a file name,
resurrect
basically with nothing in it.
Yeah, I'll resurrect Vine. Just a file name. And
Yeah,
like,
just-
be like,
Just give me the file name. It's like, have you downloaded the latest MD files? Like my stupid voice,
You gotta
man.
get on there.
MD file. I like that
Just
too.
it's like 900 fucking tracks, 0 kilobytes, fucking nothing.
So is that how it feels? You're on the last day at work and you're looking at your watch and then you're like, fuck, it's like 4:45.
Yeah,
It's almost, the day's almost over.
Time to go
Yeah,
hammer down.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm just running at the clock on this. I'm just like,
I know. And then are you going to have any drinks with your friends after work today?
What do you say?
Well, I think it feels like a lot of, like, I'm like hesitant to let go of this fucking model of
Right?
Like
Yeah.
it's because it's a cool. That's the thing.
It
It's
is
like
cool.
a show.
It's a
that
nice spot, too.
works.
It's like, it's awesome in here.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
guess that was another point C-Mart and I talked off air last, I think 2 weeks ago when we first talked about actually like, it was winding down for real. And I was like, one good thing about this though is that like, we know this format works.
Yeah.
So like,
It's nice.
if we want to come back to this, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I think another point I want to say is like, the final episode to be 175, so next week.
Bedroom session.
But
Bedroom
but
session.
I wanted to end like it
Spoilers.
started. I wanted
Right,
to
right,
because
right,
like it
right,
started
right.
just me in the condo, so I wanted to end
Yeah, that's
kind
cool.
of the same.
That's cool. I like
But
that.
I want to throw this out there. If there's like an episode idea that comes up or something like special or I don't know what happens in the near future. It's like I don't want to fully close the door on the show, but I want to say that like up to 175 is like the official run. And
First of
then
all, that is an insane run. I gotta say,
it's-
congrats.
It's a good
That's
run.
epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's had some insane highs and low depths, but
Mm-hmm.
like this is a good time. It's a good period, and I just want to say that anything beyond 175, if it's like a bonus episode of something like that,
Totally.
that's still in the cards,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. That could still come out.
Really? Because I thought like once you seal it in the crypt that you shouldn't fucking open it. So
Crypts get open
do
all the
whatever
time,
you
bud.
want, man.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's
Yeah,
like
totally. Yeah.
we're in the future. Basically, you
Yeah.
can bring back anything you want.
That's
Just
how I feel too.
just don't make it like a
yeah.
bad rehash of
Yeah.
a movie that shouldn't be rehashed.
Exactly. I just
Yeah.
want it to be like, it's fun, man. Like, it should just be fun. And if there's something out there, it won't be video, I'll tell you that right now, because that is just so
Is this
much
video?
fucking hassle. This is video, yeah. You didn't know that? Uh-oh. Zoom in.
I can't zoom.
I know. I'll zoom. My God, this is good for the audio listeners right now. This is really
Yeah.
good. Zoom in. But I'll just say, like, it'll be all audio and easy to find. That's how we'll do it. But
What about scent?
as in, like, a
Scentcast?
Scentcast?
Smelling
smellcast?
and hearing.
Well, you don't call this like a soundcast, so like it would be, kind of a moot point.
You guys want to smell this room? It smells nice in here.
Someone
actually.
told me the other day it would be a mute point, and I had to be like,
A mute point.
yeah, and I was like, that's not how that phrase goes, and they're like, what? And then I read today, someone said, we're not going to let America just run roughshod over us, and I was like, it's roughshod, like
Yeah,
SHOD.
yeah.
Or Rashad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Rashad Sugar.
I had a friend who
Shields.
always said aluminum foil.
Aluminum.
It's weird.
I had
But he would just slip it by you real quick,
Put in some aluminum.
Yeah, just
I
you
can't even
just
say that wrong.
It's weird. Just pass me that aluminum foil.
Lunamin.
Yeah.
So you just threw the A out.
It sounds kind of like moon-like.
Yeah.
Like
it
it's like a
sounds-
moon.
Sounds
yeah,
kind of
like
magical.
a moon metal.
It's like got a faint green hue to it.
Yeah.
That'd be kinda cool.
Aluminum.
If there was actual
Like that.
metal
picked up-
just
Maybe
from the moon.
he was actually referring to something that you didn't know
Yeah.
existed.
Right.
How dare you.
You need 3 aluminum shards to upgrade your
Yeah, I
sword.
like that, actually.
Okay, yeah, totally. Yeah, man.
Totally. I had a friend growing up that used to call Wolverine's adamantium. He used to call it alamatapian.
No,
even close, though.
That's
no.
I can't make this up. It's true. I'll give you his name off air, but I won't say it.
I
on
used
air.
to say Leviathan.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Instead of
that.
Leviathan.
Instead of
And but then he
Leviathan.
said, isn't that because you'd only ever read that
Yeah, I
word,
never
but you
read
never
it.
actually heard it?
Even that's the word frigate. I like with Star Wars when I saw like Nebula and B frigate. I thought it was Frygate.
Frygate.
So we said it all the time.
It's a medical
we said it
Frygate.
all the time.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of something that I've been corrected on,
Yeah.
which is mostly everything. But yeah, I was just like, ta.
I used to say instead of I want to make sure I get this right. Instead of attributes, I'd say
Attributes?
Attributes?
Attribute.
Attribute.
Because one
But
is
you
like
could say it, yeah.
attribute.
Yeah.
You can attribute something.
Well,
But I was
an
like,
attribute.
but I was
and
like leveling up
you
a
can attribute-
character out loud to someone, and I was
Yeah.
like, and then I would put like 2 into dexterity, get rid of all my attributes or something, and then
Yeah.
they're like,
Dexterity?
They're like, you mean attributes?
Dexterity.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, dexter. Yeah.
Dexterity?
That one's pretty easy because they're both valid words and they kind of sound reasonable.
I think you actually said it correctly. You just had like the emphasis on the wrong syllable. You know? Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's correct.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That was excellent. I think it might be time to do an ad.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Can
I'm stoked.
Can I hammer out a Waz while you play an
Sure you
ad?
can. Do you want to go spray Misty?
Oh my god.
Boom.
Do I?
Ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, if you are listening to this and you're wondering what is the best way to spend 90 minutes of your time, let me tell you right now. The best way to do this is to click on over at your browser and go to floathouse.ca and make yourself very comfortable and get very familiar with the site. Yeah, make sure that you show the guests that aren't on
I'm just
camera.
saying. It says go float yourself.
Go to floathouse.ca and you can right now find the best isolation tank experience in the Lower Mainland and expanding in Canada. What did I just say? I said the Lower Mainland in Canada, amazing isolation tank experience. What exactly is that? Well, it's sensory deprivation. What is that? Well, it's simply the best way to unlock the mysteries of your mind. Or you can just simply relax and chill and just enjoy the depths of your peaceful tranquility. It's super chill and relaxing. And my favorite part about the whole experience is the very helpful staff that make you feel totally comfortable. When you go into your own private shower, you get your own private tank, everything, they make sure you have everything you need to have a perfectly tranquil, peaceful time. It's such a beautiful experience. I recommend it highly. And I've been talking about this on this show for I don't know how long, and they have been our sponsor since we started here in I think episode 71. So over 100 episodes, these guys have been our sponsors. And I want to say a special thank you, special moment of gratitude to our good friends Andy and Mike Zaremba. Absolutely amazing people, and they've been so kind to us and generous with the use of their facilities, and I just want to say I really appreciate all of their time, man, because like yeah, they at one point they like this show was like had no home, and they made it possible, and here we are. So who the fuck knew that would ever happen? I don't know. I had
Very gracious hosts.
much
I
like
say.
yeah, and much like everything else in my life, I seem to just like talked my way into the door. I don't know how I did it.
You also talked your way out of a lot of doors too.
Yeah, that's mostly that. I actually talk myself out of most of my issues. But here's the thing. If you go to floathouse.ca right now and use our podcast promo code IIPodcast, assuming it's still active, you should get yourself 20% off.
You might want to hurry on that one.
Like
2 weeks.
You might want to
How's that,
run
dude?
to the
Probably
door.
2 weeks, right?
Probably, well, at least for the run.
Oh
of the
yeah,
show.
sorry, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's still got another few weeks to go.
Up
But
to like August maybe.
hopefully, yeah, I don't want that, but like you should act now if you want to go ahead and buy some.
Should
floats.
anyway.
I would definitely
Right now?
use our podcast, II Podcast.
Should I just get out of here and go get these filters?
I
You
mean,
could use your phone.
Dude,
Oh, sweet. Yeah, okay.
it says call to action, don't delay.
Oh, okay.
No, that's another thing too. I don't have any copy in front of me, nothing like that. People are
Yeah.
like, what are you reading? I'm like, I don't read anything. I just like make it up on the spot. What?
You don't read
Dispel
anything
the
in general.
magic. Yeah, that's it.
You are a
invisible
rapper
paper.
after all.
Oh, rapper.
Freestyling is one of your games.
Yeah, and freestyle, and guess what? It doesn't even need to rhyme, which makes it so easy. You know. Anyway.
Style, smile, dial, rile,
Wow.
Guile.
Like street
fighter,
Diter,
diter, biter, miter,
cider,
cider,
fighter.
right?
You know what's really strange?
Remember?
is
That's the
Joel
one
won
that
that
you
one.
came up with
we
last
did,
week or
we
whatever,
did.
right?
And you know what's really
That's good.
strange
I
though
like
is
that
we
one.
guessed, I'd say 80% of those rhymes.
I know. I noticed that.
Just after I said
You show
them.
the replay of that? It's going to be weird.
Writer, guider, like what? By the way, guider.
II
what's up?
podcast.
And our podcast promo code is II Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
20%
Yeah.
off.
Like, is it
20% off.
EYE?
Nope. Lowercase I. Not like a pirate.
Thank you.
Not II, like a pirate, not like
nice.
that. It's II, like
Being
lowercase I,
convenient.
lowercase I podcast. What is it again? One time, C-Mart.
Lowercase I. Podcast.
That gets you 20% off your next float. Go to floathouse.ca right now. Take advantage of this very special offer.
That's
for our
20% off.
listeners.
It's 20.
That's a bunch of percent off, to be honest.
It's good. It's a good fucking deal. And
I don't think it's like one time. You can just keep using it.
yeah, I don't think it says while supplies last. Or I guess it kind of does now because who
Yeah.
knows? But
You've
yeah,
already been forgotten.
Can we all just do like a triple low pitch 20% off, like on 3, and then you can edit it into the commercial?
okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 20% off.
That was fantastic. And that's just like...
Well, I'd like the barbershop quartet version, though, I think.
Okay, let's do a barbershop quartet version, everyone. Assume you're intended
You're
roles.
going to be the bass.
What?
I think so. I think yours is a little deeper than me.
You don't think falsetto? Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
20%.
I was just doing 20.
Oh, that was worth it.
That was also a win.
Percent.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Hold on a second. That sounds really good. Do it together.
It's a good song. I love that video. So good.
Another thing I love about this group is that like the random fucking ideas that come out of this stuff that just end up being living actual art is just so fucking funny.
Someone's going to say something stupid at some point.
Eventually, yeah.
And then we're all going to do it.
It's a good
gonna
thing
be
it hasn't
great, yeah.
happened yet.
Yeah, now we hammer out Wazzes with the best of them.
Hammering one out. Spritz and Misty.
I'm super actually delaying this right now, but like it is actually near
We
the
should go
end.
for a drink.
Yeah, we should go.
I'm
in the
down.
bar. I
I'm
think That's
down.
what we should do.
Okay.
I want to say this. This show means so much to me, and has helped me in like a tremendously bad period of my life, and it's helped me in a tremendously positive period of my life. And I'm in good spirits now, and I think the next thing is going to be even fun, like even more fun than this. I'm just. This is a great show, and I love it, and I love sharing all these guests and memories and issues and happy thoughts and memories and everything with you guys. Next episode we'll touch a bit more on like maybe what the next things will bring. But I just want to say this. I really, really appreciate and respect and love every one of these people out there that listen or give a fuck or message or comment or any of that shit. It makes I don't know. I can't even describe. Like, to think that anyone gives a fuck is like is so impressive to me. So
Hey man, I've been sitting out there giving a fuck this whole time, so just let me say it's been inspiring, and congrats on 174 fucking episodes. That's insane. And it's been amazing.
Appreciate that.
Totally.
Thank you. And C-Mart, you're such a
C-Mart's
rad
there
fellow.
still.
Oh, is C-Mart, was he part of this?
Oh yeah, C-Mart. Did you do anything
Yeah.
with this last little bit? C-Mart is the linchpin of this whole fucking thing. And if anyone doesn't know, he's the kind of fellow. What, linchpin?
Linchpin,
Isn't
I
that a
like
good
that.
thing?
No, it is a good thing.
Oh yeah. He holds it all together. It's a linchpin. Yeah. What I'm saying is C-Mart is the kind of fella that he's beyond reliable. Like I can't even tell you how many times this guy has like put so
Falling
many.
asleep on the air.
I know.
Yeah,
Like,
that was funny as fuck.
when I
But,
need
like,
magic cards to be brought home, I give them straight to
Very,
C-Mart.
right away, boom. Right.
Overnight decks.
I was gonna say, I can't count the number of times that I have personally been witness to like C-Mart putting everyone else above himself and his own interests all the time, like
Dude,
all the fucking
100%,
time.
man. I've
True.
got my own experiences with C-Mart that are right along those lines.
I can't.
It's true.
And
Me too.
honestly, I can't get over it. And yeah, I'm gonna miss doing this particular show with
loves
C-Mart.
it.
And,
I'm gonna miss all you guys, man.
I like
Once,
this guy.
once we close this podcast,
Today.
do we all cease to exist? Or
Yeah, there's 4 directions we could go.
If
oh
no
my
one can
God.
see us
If no one can see us, and
online.
Shotgun
If
West.
a tree,
legacy. What about the legacy?
If a tree is in a legacy forest and we all fall,
How much
Are-
does it cost?
are there ever any sounds again?
Well, I was wondering how many points you'd get at the Legacy Liquor
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Probably a couple thousand. Trees are expensive.
Oh yeah,
Like
totally.
a good tree.
Can be.
Yeah.
That
They
sounds
can
like
be.
Yeah, you're right.
that sounds like the name
Can
of
be.
the instrument.
Can be Matemba.
Can be hotel.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm just dragging my feet. On
I
this,
know,
but
just
it
dragging
just
it.
sucks. But like, I
There's
just want to say,
one drop in here that I'm
There you
just.
go.
I love you guys. I think we should end this the way that we would probably be known best for. And let's just go get a goddamn drink. I think that's gonna be fun.
Sounds fantastic.
Or.
Hey,
Hey, I love you guys.
I
All
have
of you.
none drinks right now.
Thanks for having us, everyone.
been
If
an
you've
honor.
listened this long, now I can finally tell you the greatest secret of.
You just cut.
Totally.
By the way, if you guys don't know, it's actually Newbie Nubinson and the Boomsday Alliance that does the theme song for this fucking show.
Oh, sweet.
All episodes, actually.
Oh,
Every single
wait,
episode.
wait. Can we give you that one we have in mind for the final credits?
Oh, for the
Just-
final
Okay,
credits.
wait. We'll edit. We'll see if we can edit.
Okay,
it or
yeah.
something.
This we'll roll credits.
Right now.
Yep.
Roll credits
Oh.
and Don't do it right now.
No.
It'll bleed in
It'll
the
be better.
actual edit.
It'll be
But,
better.
Doing other things, man. I just said you could do it right now. I didn't
Hey,
say it would.
He's texting people right now. Don't worry about it. He's a busy guy.
It's a great vibe to end on. Let's go get a drink.
Okay, let's go.
All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next week. We love you.
What he did.
Mwah.
Boom. I did see.